Have you ever looked at that mirror and said to yourself, huh, where did the old vibrant me go? Where did that vibrant self, where did that confident being go? And sometimes that can feel very disheartening, right? It feels like you've lost your spark. You used to be someone who is go, 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 who is high achieving, who has this wonderful zest and love for the world, who loves to socialize. And now maybe you're feeling like you can't be bothered. Like the things that used to really give you pleasure are no longer doing it. It feels flat, it feels very meh, and you think to yourself, oh my God, is there something wrong with me? Because technically you have a lot to be grateful for, right? But somehow you've just lost the spark to want to be motivated, to grow, to move on. I've been talking to a lot of practitioners, coaches, and hypnotists, and they have unfortunately been feeling this way. And what we've gone through over the last, 4 years, even the start of COVID, this is not a surprise, right? And so, usually, if you are a practitioner who is in the healing profession and you're feeling that you've lost your spark, nothing feels exciting to you anymore, and you would like to get that spark back, then there are two main reasons for this. The very, very first one is you may be stuck in the shutdown or freeze state of the nervous system. So, what this means is that there are three main defense mechanisms of our nervous system in order to help us survive. Remember, our nervous system, its role is to just keep us alive another day. It's not to make us happy, right? And so somehow, if we found ourselves in the very unhappy, low, flat, depressed state, then it means that our system has shut down and our nervous system went, all right, it is time to conserve energy. And so some of these symptoms were just the ones that I've told you about, or even freeze, when you really want to do something, but your whole body feels like a block of cement. Like you just can't do it. And it's so fucking frustrating because you have this desire to do it and then you can't. And you're ping ponging between these states and you can't seem to find that balance. That is a sign of a dysregulated nervous system. It is neither good nor bad, but it does mean that you get to put in the effort to bring yourself back into regulation. And so that is one of the reasons why. And I'm going to talk about number two next and then a solution for each. And the second reason is that what you're doing with your clients right now is just not working for you anymore. And it's stressing you out more than lifting you up. That balance is somehow skewed. Maybe you found that you've been doing it for too long. Maybe it's a niche problem. Maybe it's a lack of niche problem, or maybe just in general, your methods are just not clicking with you anymore. And you may not even know this consciously right now. But if you're finding that there's more dread within your sessions, you can then do the work using your own tools to get to the root of that. But I can ask you these questions for you to ponder and really think about, like truly just pause and think about these questions. So when you go into your session, what is that feeling like? How would you describe that? And what part in the process makes you feel that way in your sessions? And also, once you answer that question, once you know where that feeling truly is, are you at a point where after a client has their breakthrough, has the joy that they have, has the result that they came to you for, does it bring you back up to your regular state where you feel joy and ease and peace? Based on that, you will really clearly see where you're at. So if it's no longer giving you that joy or peace, most likely you are in shutdown or freeze. If it is making you feel happy and vibrant still, then it means that there's something wrong with your process. So whatever that is. So you get to think about where you're at. For me in particular, I definitely felt this. I felt both actually shut down 2 years ago. And even before that, I felt the process first. And for me, I dreaded my sessions. To be honest, I dreaded the process. I dreaded having to recite another induction down the stairs. Like that was just not fun for me. Hypnotizing was not fun for me. It was the interaction with my clients, which is a different skill set in and of itself. And also the after work for my clients was I was really dreading. I was dreading the recordings. I was dreading editing them. I was dreading the worry because even after all the work, I still felt that some clients didn't get the results. And so that was a process problem. So then that was resolved with a new process, which is exactly what I teach now in neurosync. So when I switched to principles, that took care of that problem. But then a year later, that's when I burned the fuck out because of the life circumstances that was happening to me. And so at that point, the solution then was to get out of burnout. So there was a lot there. Okay, there was a lot there. There was a lot in this video that will, if you do decide to actually ponder and do the deep work that I have expressed in this video, it can get you out of the state. So take action. You owe it to yourself. You don't owe it to me. I'm feeling great. Okay. You're not doing this for me. You're doing this for yourself. So if you are in shutdown, then you need to up regulate your system. You probably are also doing all the right things in terms of your personal development because that's just who you are. You are thorough, you are high achieving. And so you're probably doing the right things. You're meditating, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Maybe you're a journaler and you're doing that, but it's still not right. That is because when you are in dorsal vagal, that third line of defense that I was talking about, you are in the energy conservation state. Traditional practices like unintentional journaling or relaxation practices or guided meditation, those are for down regulating your system. You can't down regulate what is already on a break, right? Your system, if you're in a shutdown or in freeze, has a brake on and the emergency brake on at the same time. If you try to fix that by lowering the energy in the system, that's not going to work, right? And that is going to make your burnout feel worse. Therefore, you need to upgrade regulate, which means you get to fucking move. And I know that this is probably going to be very, very hard. And yes, it will be quite challenging. When I had burnout for the third time, it felt like I had the weight of the world. Everything felt heavy. And even just getting out of bed was so damn tiring. And so for you, you do need to move. And what helped me was to move my body. And it didn't have to be a whole marathon. It didn't have to be a full 1 hour class. It just needed to be movement. And so for you, can you commit to like 5 to 10 minutes of moving your body? We know what happens when water is stagnant, right? If you just leave water out and it not moving, what happens? Nothing, right? It smells, it stinks, it's stagnant, it gets bacteria overload. This is the same for us. We are 70% water. And so for you, you need to move your body. That is a prerequisite. That is a necessary thing that you get to do to move out of shutdown. And if this is something that you want a step-by-step process on and exactly how to map out where you're at and exactly how to get out of this effectively, then message me with the letters LFG, let's fucking go, because I have something for you that has helped many of my clients who have been stuck procrastinating in this mode for years to take action immediately just a few weeks after applying the practices there. So this is really powerful LFG to get the fuck out of freeze or shut down. And then the second, what you can do if it is your process, then you want to map out which process, right? Is it because maybe your sessions are too long? if you determine that, if you have that thinking, that strategic thinking and critical thinking and problem solving of knowing where your constraints are within your process, then you fix it, right? So if it's taking too long, then you know, then you need a process to make things faster and more efficient. At least that way, you'll have an actual tangible thing that you can work on instead of, our brains like to do this when it just makes shit up and says that it's money blocks or it's imposter syndrome or it's another mindset thing, where it can be something tangible within your process, within your tangible system that can actually be fixed, which will then help those symptoms of feeling not good enough or wanting to run away from everyone and be invisible, right? It's a two-way process, and both are very important. So, which one is that for you? Take action on this now. If this is something that you need help with, if you do need a process that is fast, that is what the neurosync system is all about, which also adds in the bulletproof nervous system to help you up regulate. So if this is something that you truly want to get out of and you want to make 2025 your best year ever, then definitely message me. Otherwise, it's going to get harder and harder to get out of it. And it's just your potential wasted. And nothing is worse than feeling that dread and that heartbreak inside to know that you could be a lot more than you could be. You just need the tools to do so, and it's available for you. So I hope this helped, and I will see you around.